I think I think people forget. People forget. People forget that they are the carriers of a huge responsibility. That they are the latest ones in the long line of human existence. They are the latest additions, you know? I feel like we forget that depending on our decision to live or to die, a whole line of physical and mental characteristics depends, you know? If we choose to die, a lot of things die with us. If we choose to live, a lot of things will live on with us. And through our children, if we choose to have children. It's rather nice to think that that old concept, the primary idea of all life, Omnis cellula e cellula. That all cells come from pre-existing cells. That life is an unbroken chain. This idea gives you a lot of power when you think about it. Because now you realize that the instinct of self-preservation is very, very important. And now you understand that perhaps suicide is not a solution to any problem whatsoever. Because these genes exist to comply with social convention only as long as these social conventions can promise survival. But if these social conventions drive us to suicide, then they have failed that basic requirement of ensuring survival. Longer, better, less painful survival. We must understand that. And we must also understand along with that that if we have to commit suicide, if we choose to die, then we must do it because we want to, because we were principally inclined to do so, not because we were forced into sadness. Suicide is a power, is a kind of authority in your hands, is something that you control, your own death. No one can control that, at least not in civil societies. If you do not hang around in very bad circles, man, they generally wouldn't have anyone else controlling your right to life. You control it for the most part. Whether you live or die decides a lot more than just your life or death. There's a long, long line of human characteristics, unbroken from the first cell perhaps, that could call itself as living, that you break. An understanding of the weight, the sheer weight of time and human history and life history in general that death carries is what must be understood before we choose to die. Omnis cellula e cellula is the reason why we shouldn't die. Omnis cellula e cellula.